that are the ones outside of the brackets when I call out page numbers. And we will be starting on page 10 in a moment with Hine Matov.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Please turn to page 3, and I'd like to call upon Michael and Tanya Heldman, who are going to lead us in the candle blessing. While they're coming up, just letting everybody know, Rabbi Holtz is at Camp Coleman. Oh, you're going to start with that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Are we supposed to read this?
Yes, you are.
And not in Hebrew?
No, but well.
First
So
on
starting.
page 3. Yes, that's you.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Light them. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
And I'd like to call upon Barbara Kushner. Thank you very much to both of you. And we're turning to page 7.
Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the unrealized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide.
We're turning to page 26 for the Chatzi Kaddish, and this time I'd like to thank Kira for helping me lead services with beautiful music tonight.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימלך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן.
Please rise and turn to page 28 with Am I Awake?
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ba'ed, le'olam ba'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
We read together in the middle of the page 29. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. I'd like to call upon Carol and Bill Schneer, and everyone please turn to page 31. No? Okay. Okay, so we will read. Carol? Yeah, it's your reading. Come on up. It's up here. This side. Right here. This is an hour.
This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? What shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch
I-
atah
Adonai.
Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Excellent. All right, we're on page 33, where we will read responsively at the bottom of the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol together. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love?
Then this holiest of your works, and the living language that gives its form. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Richard Liebman will lead us with Shema and Vaha.
So before we start the Shema, there's a tradition that you may have noticed that some people will cover their eyes, some people will wrap themselves in their talit. And so I sort of started doing this years ago to kind of close my eyes and sort of envision, okay, so now we're one with God. Or you can envision, well, we're one community, one world of Jews together. So together with the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malachuto, Leolam Vahed. Please be seated and let's chant the Vahavta together. Vahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol lavavka uvkol nafshecha uvkol beodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Vishinatam levanecha vidibartar bam beshivtecha v'vetecha uvlechtecha vaderek ushokbeha uvkumecha ushartam leot yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha Uktavtam al mezuzot betecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kidoshim lelohehem Ani Adonai Elohehem Asher hotzeeti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim leot lahem lelohim ani Adonai Elohehem.
Please turn to page 39. We read responsively in the middle of the page. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though in our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did singing on the shores of the sea.
Page 40, Mi Chamocha.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh. No tehilot osef ele, no tehilot osef ele. מלכותך ובניך בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים זה אלי אנו ואמרו זה אלי אנו ואמרו la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Adonai Himlo לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש.
Please turn to page 43, and we read together in the middle of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Page 44, V'shamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת בדותם ברית עולם. ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת בדותם ברית עולם.
Please rise and turn to page 46 and join us for the tefillah. We're going to do the Hebrew that's on the right side of the page. We're going to keep going till page 52. You should recognize it. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatzir Asurim, Umakayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Meimid, Umachayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated and turn to page 59. We read together at the top of that page. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'cha na'eh lehodot. Please turn to page 60 for Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tesim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tesim le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon, L'chol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, L'chol שלום, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בין עיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We pause for a moment of silent meditation. There are readings through the middle of page 62, or, of course, thoughts of your own.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. La 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 la.
It's the easy part, lilacs.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
We're going to turn to the Misha Berak. It can be found on page 253. Would anybody like to mention a name of somebody who needs in need of healing? A name you'd like to mention at this time? Carol? Okay.
Robin LeGrand.
Okay. And John Parks.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמור ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi shebeach imotenu makor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So it is Father's Day weekend, and both my sermon you'll see has a spin on that, and we're gonna do a closing song too that Kira came up with for Father's Day. So our Torah portion this week is naso, meaning take a census or lift up. It also includes the priestly blessing, which is my focus tonight. Rabbi Noah Arno sees these as a parent trajectory of stages. He says, at first, we are responsible for these tiny precious bodies that rely on us completely. Then they slowly grow and become increasingly independent and somehow don't need us anymore. Or so it seems. That was my interjection there. They become our peers, looking us eye to eye, borrowing clothes, debating us, and before we know it, they have surpassed us in height and accomplishment. Eventually, we find they are taking care of us. This blessing, known in Hebrew as Birkat Kohanim, and detailed in this week's Torah portion, is the blessing Rabbi Holtz gives to our B'nai Mitzvah students at the Ark. It is recited on our High Holy Days. He explains that it is the blessing Aaron, the first high priest, gave to the Israelites. So, how do these three stages of parenthood and childhood flow from the three verses of this blessing? Rabbi Shlomo Ephraim, in his commentary on Torah, explained, the first line of the priestly blessing, may God bless you and protect you, is God taking care of us, above us, and we are below, like a parent taking care of a child. Children requiring care and protection, including needing snuggles and hugs, reminders to brush teeth, tuck-ins and bedtime, and meals have to be made. The second, may God cause God's face to shine upon you, and may God be good to you. The Hebrew word upon you translates as elecha, which literally means to you, not looking down to you or looking up to you, but to you in an eye level kind of way. So here, God is shining God's face at you from the same level. Parent and child are peers or equals. Children are now grown and standing, looking at the parent eye to eye. They are being independent, debating with you, matching point for point. Unless you're like me and you're 5'1" on a good day, and my kids are not looking eye to eye at me. The third one, may God lift up God's face to you and grant you peace. Rabbi Shlomo says, is directionality most clear in this one? God is looking up to us, up at us, as an aging parent looks up to an adult child, admiring of everything our grown child has become, we hope, yet the parent still has wisdom to impart. How does this relate to the Jewish people? He goes on to suggest that early in the people Israel's history, before Egypt and while in Egypt, Israel is like a daughter to God, whom God has to take care of. Later, Israel is a sister, a bride to God, a peer in some sense. The receiving of the Torah is seen in rabbinic theology as the wedding of God and Israel. And starting from the days of the rabbis of the Talmud up to today, we have the ability to make law and interpret God's decrees. So God now is looking up at us. Rabbi Arno agrees that the Jewish people have been blessed to experience all three of these stages of relationship with God. So tonight, may all who are parents be blessed to care for and protect their children when they are small. May we be blessed to enjoy our children as independent adults and peers to us, to look at them eye to eye. And may we be blessed too to look up at them as they care for us in our old age. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to call upon Carol Lieben for some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Carol Liebman, tonight's representative from our Board of Trustees. First, I want to wish all the fathers, grandfathers, uncles, and men who have been like fathers to us a very happy Father's Day weekend. Also, this coming Wednesday, the 19th, is Happy Juneteenth, or Freedom Day, which marks the day enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, found out that they were actually freed after the end of the Civil War, and 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. Our Rabbi Holtz is still at Camp Coleman with his family. You might see him on Facebook. He looks like he's having a good time. So thank you very much to Lori Dreffen for filling in. He will be returning next Friday. Kara, you're hitting it out of the ballpark. Thank you so much. After services, if you could please return the books to me, I would appreciate it. And I want to thank team number 5 and also Robin Bledsoe for helping tonight. And I appreciate all of you stepping forward and being part of tonight's service. It was wonderful. Anyway, we have a very nice oneg, so we'll see you there. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you for putting that oneg together, too. We're going to turn to page 288 in the prayer books. Those read. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Please rise and turn to page 293. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. The yard sites we are observing this week are Riette Hirsch Boxer, Dr. Alan Reisenfeld, Betsy Custer, Joseph Portaro, Fred Baer, Philip Soreski, William Sachs, Morris Rakin, Sheldon Levine, Marion Blanche Siegel, and Erwin Ball. Is anybody else observing the yard site of a name they would like to mention? Okay, please turn to page 294, and we will do the Kaddish together. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'alma Divarach Chirute V'yamlich Malchute, B'chayechon Uvyomechon, Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uvizman Kari V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach L'Olam Ul Almei Almaya. Yit barach, v'yish tabach, v'yit pa'ar, v'yit romam, v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit alal, shemei dekudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata. Damiran v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom v'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Please be seated. I'd like to call upon Sue and Phil Dannenman, who are coming to do the Kiddush for us.
Lori, I have one other thing to say.
Sure.
Thank Kira for the delicious treat awaiting for us in bottles in the social hall. Thank you, Kira.
They all think it's liquor, you know. And it's not.
I thought it was beer.
That's what Phil thought it was. It looks like a beer.
Yeah, well, it's root beer anyway.
Okay. Let's see. Just doing the one line. You can do it together.
Baruch
atah Adonai,
Eloheinu
melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
It is wine. It's manageable. Take a piece of challah if you'd like. Would you like a piece of challah?
Yeah, sure.
Motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread.
Thanks, God.
Our
Our
voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Excellent. So you all have handouts, except for
Yes.
me.
I also wanted to say,
I didn't
this
get
was
one.
my bat mitzvah portion, Naso.
Oh, this was her bat mitzvah portion, too. Cool.
You'll have the handouts for Dan Fogelberg. I love this song. I grew up on it. And actually, my dad is the one who introduced me to this song.
Oh,
Yeah,
even
and
nice.
he is the one who gave me my first guitar, too.
Cool. Feel free to sing along.
An only child, alone and wild, a cabinet maker's son. His hands were meant for different work, and his heart was known to none. He left his home and went his lone in solitary way, and he gave to me a gift I know I never can repay. A quiet man of music denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music wouldn't wait. He earned his love through discipline, a thundering velvet hand. His gentle means of sculpting souls took me years to understand. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legend. legacy to the leader of the band. My brothers' lives were different, for they heard another call. One went to Chicago and the other to St. Paul. And I'm in Colorado when I'm not in some hotel, living out this life I chose and come to know so well. I thank you for the music and your stories of the road. I thank you for the freedom when it came my time to go. I thank you for the kindness and the times when you got tough. And Papa, I don't think I said I love you near enough. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. I am a living legacy to the leader of the band.
Thank you again to all the participants, to Kira for sharing the Bima, letting me share the Bima with you.
Thank you.
And again to the ONEG team. So Shabbat Shalom and Happy Father's Day to all. We'll see you in the
Shabbat
ONEG.